Yes. It's your friendly neighborhood man, J5TH and DJ who?
Infant J.
How you feeling, man?
I am solid, man.
Are you, man?
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
Are you ready for this evening?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What you ready for, man?
Everything.
Are you gonna ask some damn questions, or you gonna be a mute?
It depends, man. No, I'm talking to this.
All right, man. We got a dope, phenomenal, blessed show. You guys don't know what to expect with this, man. It's gonna be anointed, covered. We're gonna be laughing a little. We're gonna get into everything.
Yeah.
But the title of this show is called "It's Gonna Be a Party, Y'all."
It's gonna be a party, y'all.
It's gonna be a party, y'all. Keith Murray.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get right into it right after the theme, man. Go on and drop that, Infant J.
We hope you stay a while, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Oh, trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah.
We hope you stay a while, and if you don't, what's gonna happen, Infant J?
We throwing that ass in the trunk.
And we keep you away from your family, and we doing unspeakable to your women. Go on and hit the bullhorn on that. Don't blame it on me, man. We're gonna credit to these wonderful, super duper individuals, man, that we got on the show. Go on and drop the beat in, because I'm gonna get a little comfortable before we get into it.
Let's get it.
Now, before I introduce these extraordinary men and we get into the jokes and clowning, I just want to say something serious that a lot of people speak highly on me being the type of individual I am, as well as DJ Infant J.
Yes.
And Cats from the R, my brothers. I credit these two phenomenal individuals, man. They showed me the keys to having a genuine, bona fide, not only friendship, but brotherhood and closeness and oneness with God, at the same time being able to still be yourself in the midst of maintaining that relationship and keeping it with the Most High.
Yes.
These two phenomenal individuals are superheroes to me. My first heroes, my first best friends before Inf came and messed it all up for them. But I love them, man, and I appreciate them from coming on the show, and we're going to get into them real quick. But without further ado, I'd like to bring to you the great Gerald Bailey. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? I'm
and
excited.
Big JT, man.
All right. How you doing?
See, here we go.
I said, how you doing?
He needs
All right.
Did I
See,
freeze? Did I freeze up already?
He needs a feather so he can.
Yeah, let me reintroduce him. We got the great Gerald Bailey going to drop it. And we got the great Big JT, man.
All right. Hello.
Fellas, man, how y'all doing?
We doing great.
We doing wonderful.
Y'all better not be
man.
stiff, man. See, we was clowning before the cameras rolling. We chopping.
All
we
right.
chopping regular talk.
All right, we chopping.
Wait, you worried about other people. Need to be worried about the table.
So look, before we get into it, man, I'm gonna ask y'all a question, because y'all know I'm an 80s baby and I love the 80s. B Street or breaking?
Woo.
You take it.
See, I feel like they
I mean,
thinking
reason
real
why I'm
hard
saying
about
thinking hard.
because breaking was pop locking, and that was all West Coast. That was something we
gotta pick
gravitated. Well, during that time, breaking. I mean, B Street. I'll say B Street because
B Street.
it blew us away just watching.
G-Pop, what about you?
Oh, there's no hesitation. Beach Street all day, every day.
Over breaking?
Beach Street all day, every day.
Wow.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So you have the pop locking, But I want you to know, you have to know, what really kicked the 80s going. See, the 70s is when all the pop locking was on a high level. But in the 80s, breaking came to the West Coast.
We lost our mind.
It was just something that was new, and just want you to know the floor model breaking crew.
Yes, Party Boy / floor model breaking crew.
Y'all gotta break down
Streetwise.
Floor model. Break that down for the ones who don't understand that.
Yeah, what's that floor model?
Well, floor model was based on being able to do the poses after you do your breakdance move and you pose. So it's the floor model, and that's what it was. And you know, we was still party boys, but you know, we was trying to do it all at that time. Everything, breaking, popping, and still dancing was still our foundation and our format. Period.
Okay, now next one.
Yeah. No, floor model. See, we already know that when you start talking about the 80 babies, the 80 babies take that as
we see y'all lived it. Y'all lived it. We going off the movies.
Stop watching the movies.
Yeah, stop watching the movies, man.
All right, okay.
We don't have trains in LA. And
Yeah.
you know.
Let me give you the next one. O'Brien, freaky. I'm freaky. Or body talk by the deal.
Hey man, body talk for me, man.
Look at
Body
look
talk.
G-pop.
Hip hop, jam, jiggle it, slam.
You got it.
You gotta pick one, bro. I already know what his. I know what his. I know
I know what it's gonna be. I seen him at a party, so I know.
Yeah, I'm freaky, Doc. That's it right there. No if, no ands, no but.
I think he broke a chandelier in one of the house parties off of I'm Freaky.
Okay, I'm leaving right now.
You ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. So let me ask y'all, man. The movie The Wood, I think, was the epitome of y'all generation.
Yeah.
Or was that 90s?
No, that was our
80s,
generation.
correct?
That was 80s. That was
Yeah,
that was our
I
generation.
would say late 80s,
Late 80s.
early 90s.
Okay, late.
but-
Yes.
But was it anything remotely close to what you guys were?
Oh, most definitely.
I think
Most definitely.
The party scene with us, it was just the difference was that we party, man. And that was walking in the places. We were not standing around. The Wood, they were standing around trying to figure out who to go dance with, and you know, they danced individually. When we hit the dance floor, you got 5 of us in a row, 6 in a row, sometimes 10 to 12 in a row. Let alone other guys who didn't know us jump in on our dance routine, because we made sure it was easy for everybody to do. Before we know it, we got a whole section of everybody doing the same thing we doing.
And what was that like, man, for y'all? Because you know, our generation, man, is a bunch of wallflower. That's when freaking. Y'all was freaking, but we took it next level, man. And it wasn't.
No. I mean, you got talked about if you sat on the wall.
Our thing was with us, man, is that we would get invited to house parties for that whole purpose.
To turn it up.
Yes.
And when we walk in,
Yes.
we're not walking in 2 or 3 dudes, man. We will walk in with, honestly, 12 to 15 every time we walk in. And we got 7 or 8 of us who dance. 4 or 5 of them is ladies' men. So we broke off into sections. So we the whole party when we walk in, and we would see everybody sitting around on the couches and not dancing. We come in with the music. A lot of times we brought cassette tapes of mixes.
Right. Say that.
So we would bring our own music. Okay, we asked, and we come in being very respectful. And that was the thing about it. We was dressed good. We all was well kept. Very respectful towards the family and everybody there, because you want to appeal to the young ladies. So that was our whole thing first and foremost.
Right. That's right.
So when we walk in and we being respectful, ask the lady of the house or the man of the house, is okay, we got a tape that can play. You guys don't have to worry about changing the record. They let us play it, man. Once the music go, man,
It's over.
we grabbing them up off the couch and the party starts when we there.
So basically, you walked in like he was a DJ giving.
We walked in. We walked in. He was
giving somebody a cassette tape and
Hey
tell them
man,
to turn up.
but as we walked up, a lot of times you would see the little sidebar conversations. They hear, you know,
That's
you
right.
would hear them. They hear. We were like no other, man. We wasn't playing.
And that was back in the time when cats would walk around with like the stereos on their shoulder.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Yes,
That
that was starting to die down at that point.
Yeah,
because
the
what was
gangbanging started to pick up.
So you have to think about it. in our young age in the 70s, it was all about the house parties. But as you begin to go in the 80s, they begin to have different clubs
and dances.
And let me just tell you, I'm going to really jump in. When Uncle Jam's Army came out.
Shout out to Uncle Jam's Army, man.
Yes.
The sports arena.
Yeah.
And you think about it, thousands and thousands of people.
Now, mind you.
But then when the party boys show up.
It was over. Not to cut you off, because a lot of people don't know the sports arena used to crack like that. And you talking about the sports arena on King.
On King.
On King, y'all.
Where now is the soccer.
Well, they just call it
arena.
10,000 party people in one place.
Back then?
10,000, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, just like they have the raves, the big rave dances inside the Coliseum. Wherever. They used to have that. We had that kind of crowd inside of the sports arena.
And was it all dancing, or was it something like
all dancing?
Now, what happened? The dancing was on the inside of the circle, where the DJs and big giant stage and the giant speakers and everybody. The floor was flooded like a sea. Now, on the outskirts, where you walk around, where the concession stands were, that's where the battles, the break dancing and the pop locking battles, and that's also where some of our brothers who dabble in the social fisticuffs would be.
Knuckle up.
The gangbangers.
Yes. Our streets, as we call them, street soldiers. That's where they would mingle.
But then we can't forget that also what Uncle Jam's Army began to open up was allowing dance groups to compete. And so that was also another way how the party boys became well known.
Yeah. Now break down the battling. Was it not even to be funny, like breaking or Beat Street?
No,
like the whole floor
like
clear, and it's like we about to.
No.
Okay.
Like Uncle Jam's Army had a stage. Matter of fact, we got excited because the first time that we performed was the night that Run DMC performed.
Oh, wow.
So the dance contest was right before Run DMC came up.
I know it was packed too.
We got out and just turned it out. That's all.
Yeah. We wasn't playing, man. We was in the dance battles a lot of times. As far as our routines, if we get on the floor and we doing our thing, and a lot of times we don't start off, everybody partying, and we'll see some other cats dancing, and they doing their little thing. They doing all the 3 or 4 of them, and all the girls is watching them. We get to looking at each other. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap, because our thing was that everything was a competition to us. Yeah. Everything was a competition to us. And not that we would get up in other people's faces and nothing like that, but our thing was that, okay, they getting a lot of attention. We're going to see who get the most attention. And that was our thing. We walk in and nobody knows. When we walk out of there, they talking about us. And that's what we were looking to do. Make sure we leaving impression on everybody who watched this group. And we wasn't playing. It was serious to us. Dancing, cha-chaing, even slow dancing. We was out there. We would show out. We would show out.
Was it slow dance like the wood?
It was better, man. Let me tell you, man. This y'all know what? The wood. It was the wood. Matter of fact,
you trying to get folks in trouble now.
Well, I was always, y'all know, I was always
stuck
in love with, so I was only slow dance with one girl the whole time. Shout out to Lisa.
Jesus. That's one shout out. Look.
I think what made our group different than everyone else is that we could do it all.
Yeah. So when you just break dancing, y'all can dance.
We can dance. We could cha-cha, slow dance. We did everything.
Wow.
And so when you would go to dances, you'll see some groups, they may get out there and party, but then a cha-cha song come on.
Now they off the
and then
floor.
they fade. But we still rolling. We're going on a different level.
Even on top of it, half of the cats could skate. These brothers was bad. Terrence, him, oh man, they was cold. Your mom, hey man, talking about cold. And I'm not a skater, so I would be watching.
I can't skate either. So
look on the bright side, man. That's two of us.
Is that an East Side thing? Or
it's East because we too busy being cool.
Wow, no, that ain't no East Side.
You can skate.
Yeah, I know how to skate.
Yeah, you know the brothers.
Come on, Infant Jack. That's what I'm talking about.
You know the East Side brothers put the Stacy's skates on the bottom of the Stacy's.
Yeah,
Rosecrans roller rink.
Yeah.
Washington roller rink.
World on Wheels.
And then that's when World on Wheels came
out.
through. Rockville,
Yeah.
Sherman Oaks, Roller
So
Ring.
back then, what was a popping skating ring? Because
we
World
stayed
on Wheels
going
was
to
ours.
we stayed going to Sherman.
So it started off with Rosecrans.
Rosecrans was
always
the
popping.
bomb. Was
Always
as
popping.
kids. That's where we went, and that's where like your older uncle and auntie and them. That's where they would go.
And this is a spot across the street from Lonzo spot off Rosecrans, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
I think Lonzo had a club across the street.
Dudos. Oh no. He's talking about Skateland USA.
Yeah, skate. Yeah.
So it's not that.
No.
No.
Yeah, that's
No.
the dangerous one.
That, woo.
Yeah.
Rosecrans.
That's when we start getting older. We
So
still
Skateland
party
and
boys
them-
start. No more dancing, y'all. We
between
got
Western and Van Ness.
I was gonna
it's a
say-
swap meet now.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a swap meet now.
Skateland for y'all was like how Word on Wheels was
It's
for us.
yes.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
got you.
And it was so nostalgic as far as just the old everything was, it had age to it.
Yeah.
From the sign lighting up on telling you what style of skating you're gonna do on whatever song, and it was that kind of groove. It took you back, mate. When you go in there, this place been around here for a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you respected that,
And let me ask y'all, like at Uncle Jam's Army, was it like what was a gangbanging like back then? Because when we used to go to house parties, it was coming.
Oh,
we knew it was coming.
we knew it was
Eventually,
coming.
the party was gonna get shut down, and parties over, and all that.
Gangbanging during that time, it wasn't gunplay.
That's what I'm saying. It was way different.
It was more with brothers. If they have an issue with each other, they got out. It was squabble. It was squabble.
Away
city.
from the party,
Yeah.
so they
Away
not
from-
just socking out people in the
And
party.
it wasn't innocent people was not. If you got an issue, you gangbanging. That's where you from came from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What set you claiming? Because if you don't bang, if brothers are not on a bully tip or on some kind of just on just tripping on you, it got a personal vendetta against you or nothing like that or something like that. They didn't ever mess with you. Gangbangers wasn't just out just doing stuff. No, if you ain't no gangbanger, you ain't no warrior. They ain't dealing with you. They ain't even know you're not a threat. But during that time, cats would get their squabbles on, no matter what neighborhood you was at. And a thing like Uncle Jam's, function like Uncle Jam, it was a magnet. Everybody in LA went from 12
Everybody.
or 13 years old up to maybe 25. Everybody in LA was at Uncle Jam's Army when it was at Sports Arena. Every
both sides.
For every side.
Wow,
You can't
man.
imagine. It was just us. It was a sea of us.
And that's hard. That's hard because I'm doing my best to imagine that for our generation.
You can't.
You can't.
You know why you can't? Because you talking about 10,000 people in a place when they didn't even have cell phones.
Yeah.
So it's like people ain't pulling out their phones pretending it's
Right.
like you either in there or you not.
Yeah, you better tell the truth on that.
And
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody worried about a cell phone.
Yeah. Or being wallflowers.
Look, your way of communication was what you was doing on that dance floor.
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
That was how you communicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted to catch an eye? Then
Get
you
out.
better know how to
Out there,
go.
you better know how to groove. You better know how to groove.
So everybody a part of the Party Boy clique knew how to dance, or some didn't. And,
Some didn't.
but would they still go out with
Oh, they
y'all?
still
of
dance.
course,
They still
everybody.
dance.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
danced. But everybody just wasn't with the whole routines and all of that. Everybody wasn't pop locking. Everybody wasn't breakdown. We were doing it all.
Wow.
Again, it was like a competition as far as we made sure that we was well versed in everything.
Yeah.
That's why when breakdance came out, we was we gonna do that too.
Wow, man. And what was it like, man, for hip hop? For y'all got the
Oh,
y'all got
man.
the man. Y'all got the beginning and
Yeah, the beginning.
Houdini.
oh my God. Shout out
LL
to
Cool
Houdini,
J.
man.
Run DMC. The Fat Boy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five.
what was it called? The Fresh Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred, I was about to bring that up.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
boys.
That's what I was going to
Okay.
ask you. Was Uncle
Okay.
Jam's like the
Wait,
fresh?
Yes.
So let me tell you,
Yes.
we didn't wait to get to the Fresh Fest to party.
We in the parking
When we
lot,
got
man.
together, we would begin the party to the point we would be on our way to the Fresh Fest.
Yeah.
We would stop at a light. We're usually about 4 or 5 cars deep. Music playing. All of a sudden, because the light is red, everybody jumps out the car. We're all running around. People are looking at us and stuff. And we're dancing and partying. And all of a sudden, when the light turned green, everybody jump in the car and we take off.
It don't matter what
And
car
if-
you jump in,
Yes.
you just jump in the car
Yes.
and drive off.
Yeah.
Now that's another thing about the Party Boys that we kind of picked up while we were in high school. The guys who influenced us, they weren't dancers.
No.
They were clowns, man.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we figured out, man. You can touch more people by making them laugh than anything, even if it's at your own expense. It didn't matter to us.
Yeah.
But we wanted to make sure that when you were around us, you enjoyed yourself, man. And they were clowns, man. So when we got to high school in the 10th grade, man, where we all just kind of feeling ourselves, and a lot of us, we didn't know each other, and that bond wasn't there yet. We all played football together.
Yeah.
That's what we became. That's when we all started. That's when we started. That's what that. And the thing about it is, through sports, you tend to develop a brotherhood because you're riding home with brothers. You're out there knocking heads with y'all, sweating, y'all getting burned out in practice. Y'all go and you go into battle with each other. So we end up, started creating bonds that way.
Yeah.
But the cats who were there, man, when we were in the 10th grade, man, when I'm talking about clowning, it was called mooning.
Yeah.
Out in the valley, man. Your first time seeing some guys going back and forth arguing, and all of a sudden they put on their pants and they showing their butt right out the but's window with against another school, or buses or cars passing by on the street and they BAing them, and you just lose your mind because you cracking up like nobody, ain't somebody, they gonna get in trouble for doing something like that?
Yeah.
And then they got everybody laughing. That's when you start saying, wait a minute, man. They showed their butt and people laughing.
Yeah. And that's when it went to a different level.
With us.
Yeah.
We like, oh man, we complete idiots, man.
Now, was it a Party Boys at Monroe before y'all got there, or y'all?
No.
Wow. So the cats was just bagging and clowning.
We clowning. It was more clowning.
Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure P. Diddy not gonna like this, but Egyptian and them caught themselves the bad boys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Egyptian Lover.
Shout out to Egyptian Lover.
Yes. Emery Barbary House. Man, I don't want to start naming all people, but it was so many of them who was at James Monroe High School in 1980 and 81, man. They just set the tone for us. And if I don't want to name people because I don't want to leave nobody out. But it was some brothers there, man, that really had us, man, sitting back, and they were clowned so much, and it would never be offensive to anybody. More so self-humiliation, but they would get laughs, and that's what made us start saying back, we coming out of being cool. Junior high school, we either trying to bang or chase girls, and, so it was being cool, but you get there and there's no reservation. And these are guys who also were the best athletes on campus.
Yeah.
So they got the notoriety. They was able to do it all, and that gave us that sense of versatility.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, they didn't set the tone. His brother sitting next to me is we started the Party Boys.
But also, I think what opened everything up for us is when Egyptian and them started throwing picnics.
Yes.
Wow.
So the very first picnic that I remember when we was in high school was Ladera Park. And just imagine now the media, the marketing that takes place to do a party, someone would take a pencil, draw. It was all little drawings and
Draw
everything,
the flyer.
and then make copies, and you pass those out.
Go to the office. If somebody got service,
you would laugh because you would come to Ladera Park and you go, man, we didn't know this many people would show up here. And then you think about it, here you have Egyptian Lover on the turntable.
Wow.
And he on the turntables, and guess what? You got the Party Boys bringing on the party.
Yeah.
So y'all took South Central to the Valley, man. Because
it was there. South Central was there already. We just kind of took it to a whole nother level. We took it to when I say a whole nother level, man. We literally took clowning and everything to a whole nother level, man. And that's what it wasn't like we sat around and said, hey, let's get more attention. No, it was just we were trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
We were so busy trying to entertain each other. Even in dancing, we weren't trying to. I want to hear oohs and ahs from my partners.
Yeah.
When I'm popping, because I know they're being genuine.
Yeah.
I can get oohs and ahs, but you can kickworm and get an ooh and ah.
Yeah.
But when you get it from your brothers, that's a whole different thing. They like, man, and that's what we were always doing. We was not wanting up each other, but we was, hey man, we finna do this. hey, let's do something different every time we're on the dance floor. Okay, let's get ready to spin on 3. Let's spin on 3, and we spin, and the crowd go crazy. Everything we did, man, it was bananas.
So how many total was it back then at Monroe? So like y'all say y'all senior year, how deep?
You really don't want to know that. I mean, you better
We
off
had-
going to 10th grade
Hey,
year.
man, real talk. We had
Say 10th grade, maybe about 15 of us.
yeah.
By the time our senior year, easy 30, 40.
Yeah,
somewhere in
because
that range.
we started doing, we
Yeah.
incorporated other cats.
Yeah.
Because Gerald had connections with Crenshaw and Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had connections with Crenshaw through Dougie and other cats, and Jefferson,
Yes.
where Elton and all of them cats. So
Right.
we were when we would go places, the party boys would be so deep.
Yeah.
It would be us,
Yeah.
and it would be bananas, man.
And
When I
so-
say bananas, it would be bananas. Fun though, fun.
Mm-hmm.
But just like I was talking about the dances, so a lot of hotels used to have dances.
Yeah, yeah.
And so when we would show up, I would have all my partners that either was from my neighborhood or the guys that went to school with us. And then I'd meet up with JT and then another partner I'd live somewhere else. And when we get to the hotel, we taking over the hotel dance.
Yeah.
And because now they're going, where all these cats come from?
Yeah.
And wait a minute, they got a routine?
Yeah. And how many is it of them?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's like, and and then again, shouts out, I was naming off crews. I forgot Granada Hills, John Wall.
Yes, yes, come on.
My folks,
Yeah.
Ben and Bay. It was we had some, man, it was deep, man. We were deep.
Yeah.
We were deep.
Yeah.
And it's wild because one thing we used to talk about all the time is how I might bring 5 or 6 cats and introduce them to the crew. Everybody would bond so well because it was one of the things, if you like them and you say these your boys,
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
her.
when they walk into the circle, there's smiles, there's genuine, brothers is genuine. It
Yeah.
ain't no, who's this cat?
Yeah,
No,
who this dude?
Who this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's automatic love and embrace. Like,
Right,
well, you know what?
right.
You hear a crowd, you got 10 of them, they bagging, and you the one they bagging on.
Yeah.
Like, wow, man, y'all, I didn't bring you over to y'all to help them talk about me,
Yeah.
But it was beautiful because it's like, man, this is a bond, and this friendship and this brotherhood is going to resonate past just us bringing each other together. That's what partnerships and friendships are sold and solid because of that.
Got you.
The commonality.
Hold that right there. We're gonna talk
That's
about bonds.
priceless.
What'd you say, T?
Nothing. I'm gonna address it when we come back.
Okay. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna be back with bonds, friendships, and all that great stuff, man. More on the Patio PolitiCz. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Don't act like Trenon and Sean Jarvis on us.
Shout out to the aunts, man. Shout out to Trenon, Uncle Trenon,
Don't act
man.
like y'all don't know where I'm from. Hit me with that.
Hey,
I wasn't born at
You
Seaside.
shouldn't do that.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. We sorry, brother. We sorry. Man.
shout out to the Bay, T.
For the Bay, yeah,
Yes,
from
sir.
Oaktown, man.
East Side.
Yes.
I don't know how many times I gotta say it.
I got you, man.
Hey, but I wanted to ask y'all a serious question because I know he's clowning, but to see y'all camaraderie as brothers, how do you guys maintain that longevity for all them many years?
Genuine.
It's genuine. And
Just being genuine with
Yes.
each other.
yes.
Not trying to overstep the other one. Being very open and honest with each other. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like we never bumped heads before.
Yeah.
But when you're brothers, you stick through the
No matter
thick
what.
and the thin.
No matter what. And there is a time where there's a time when there's not a time, and you understand what I'm saying, that you don't go through a day without thinking about something that has something to do with your brothers.
Yeah.
Something that reminds you of something you went through, something that reminds you of something. It's a nostalgia that you go through. And we all have to go through that periodically just to help us make it through the day. And there's not a thought process that I go through that I don't think about one of the fellas or the party boys that, hey, I remember that moment. I remember that time. I see a group of guys while I'm at work and they flying out somewhere, and we always talked about, man, I remember we went to go do this and that. You know, you see other people's camaraderie, and you say, yeah, man, that was us. Or you see some young kids and they like, man, if I was hanging with these brothers before high school, we still be, you know, because I have some sound cats that are party boys, you know.
But to maintain it, man, is what's so precious and all that.
You need your brothers.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You become your brother's keeper. Hear me. You truly become your brother's keeper.
And saying that, what does that mean to you guys? I'm gonna start with you.
You have to be able to go through the fire. So let me take us back.
Yeah.
When we were in school, there were some that were Laker fans and some of us were Sixer fans. So we decided to have a basketball game against one another. So I'm sticking my brother. This is competition.
Oh,
you know, when it comes to competition, that means I'm putting an elbow on him.
Yeah.
2 liters,
I'm gonna push him. And so, I mean, the mouth was going and we was getting wild up. And you know how you are when you're in the heat of competition.
You wouldn't
so-
know get your knee out my back, right?
Whoa, no. Shout out to Big Ant. Shout out to Big Ant, man. Get your knee out my back.
PJ, they even calling you on the politics, Doc. You in trouble.
Man. Shout out to Curtis and Jerome, man.
What was funny, even though we were in competition, it was never like we were going to go to blows. It may have looked like that.
It looked like that.
Yeah.
However, on the sideline, we had some cats that was trying to make me and my brother go at each other. They were trying to take sides.
We were blown away. We were blown away because we was going at it, and it seemed like it was a you could feel the energy of cats praying. Let one of them swing on each other. We want to see this. And when we stopped after we was arguing with each other and going, we was in each other's grill.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was so bad. It was so bad that the close brothers didn't get in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? But then when we stopped and paused and we start paying attention to the edgers on, the cats who was trying to take little shots of instigating, it made us really look at ourselves, man, like, bruh.
Yeah.
We allowed ourselves, and from that day on, me and him never allowed. We're not going, and we looked at it as we're not finna entertain nobody.
That's right. That's right.
Now, can I ask y'all a question too with that, especially because when you were explaining the last point, I wanted to kind of draw the contrast of what's different between y'all's generation and ours, because you can look at similar things. We go to parties. In college, we went to parties. Y'all went to parties. Y'all play basketball, we play basketball. But the difference, even when cats get into fights now, it's like they thinking blood, you know, like I gotta slit this dude's throat. Like, what do you think was the one little difference maker that made it different for y'all?
What made it different for us, I needed him.
Yeah.
I needed him. I need Terrence. I need Derek. I need Kenny. I need Anson. I need Tony Henderson. I need AJ Kirby. I need David Broussard. I need
Trenon
Tony Henderson. I need Trenon Jarvis-Shawn. I need NATO. I need Lamarck. I need Adolph. I need man. Come on, we can keep on going. Tony Bowers. Man, let's keep going.
Aaron Dillard.
We needed Jeff Lewis, James Lewis. We needed everybody.
Yeah. Valued each other.
We valued each other.
Yeah.
Everybody brought something to the table. You were appreciated for the different person that you were. It was like a puzzle. It was like a puzzle. We needed each other. Everybody played a role and everybody had a part. It wasn't no leader. It wasn't no pecking order.
Yeah, big eyes, little U's.
Little U's.
Yeah.
It was that when we seen you, Tyree, you was one of the party boys, man. You see us light up. Yeah. And it was genuine. It was real. And to this day, we see each other 43 years, 44 years later, and we still got that same love and that same energy. And we act like we 17 years old, man, 16 years old. Oh no, because we get together, man. It's a couple of seconds. All of a sudden, man, somebody says something about somebody's mama. It's instant, man. It's instant. What about your mama? What about your mama? And then we at it.
And y'all relentless, man.
Oh no, man, we got to.
I'm talking about. I'm just saying, seeing it personally from the weddings
Yep.
To the funerals. To the funerals.
Yeah,
Let's
funerals.
not even do the
Even
funerals.
man.
But can I just say this? I think that's where you learn, because you think about it. I was talking to my brother. He was like, man, I would have been fighting with my boys. They were talking about my mom.
Yeah.
But I know their intentions wasn't to hurt me.
Was it to be
It
disrespectful?
was to get the laugh.
Yeah.
And it's
So you think you funny? Well, what about your mama when she?
yeah.
I still get jokes through text bagging on
Has to get shot over that now.
bagging on his
Yeah,
mom.
but see, that's the thing about it. All of us were that close to one another. I'm gonna tell you how it got really heated with that, and not heated as a negative, but also I'm gonna say shouts out to there's some names I have forgotten. I apologize. JJ, Jerry, and Barney. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
yeah,
talking
and
about.
Barn.
It wasn't the time we didn't have fun. When I bring up them names, man, it wasn't the time we were not laughing. We see each other and it's automatic.
Everywhere.
You can, man. It's so what, Tyree? As soon as I see you, I'm talking about your mother. As soon as I can't even say hi, you just like your mom. If I disagree with you,
Right.
instead of us arguing with each other, and that's how we used to do. Instead of us getting to the point where we get under each other's skin and agitate each other, we bagged.
Yeah.
So if you say something, I'm pissed off at you. I'm not finna argue with you, man. I'm finna say something about your mama. You gonna say something about? I'm walking off just like your mama.
And y'all break down the term of your mama, because I think it changed once my generation came in. It started becoming more offensive.
What it is,
Because I know y'all reference movies.
We
it don't
made
mean nothing too personal to.
with the mother jokes, because with a lot of us, and I can speak for me and maybe a couple of other brothers who I first got into the whole bagging aspect. A lot of times we come out of a hardship. I lost my mother when I was 10 years old, my birth mother.
Yeah.
And in order for me to deal with that, I ended up starting to merge and get with other brothers who lost their mother also. But these brothers wouldn't make fun of your mother have passed away or gone on to heaven or whatever the case may be. They would make fun of from an imaginary standpoint. Fantasy. They give you an idea, a visual idea, Rasputia from Norbit. You got the vision in your head? Now that's how we bagged about everybody. So that tells you Eddie Murphy and them mother jokes and Kenan Wayans and them and all.
Right.
You can tell because that's what we did. It wasn't nothing personal, and we never let it get personal because none of us would never say anything about one another that we knew that was personal about their mother or something personal that we know would hurt you. So it's like, man, the mother jokes was just something we got. Brother, we were so ruthless about it. Brothers was bagging on. That's all you need to know is my mother's name, because maybe we grew up together, or you close like that. So what we did, brothers say, okay, you know my mother's name, and other brothers laughing. Okay, so guess what I'm doing, man? If I got service, I'm in the office. I'm pulling up Jamal's mother's name.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up JT's mother's name, Tyree's mother's name, Mac mother's name, and Kenda's mother's name.
But let me
So
say
guess
how,
what? When we get back together and I start name dropping, you gonna freeze when I say your mama name.
How do you know my mama name?
How you know my mama name?
And hold on, what you about to say?
Watch. So the day of our graduation, the graduation is over, and I have my family with me. And one of the young ladies that went to school with us, Tammy, shout out.
All 3 years.
And so her mother comes up and she sees my mother. And she tells my mother, she goes, Mary, you look nothing like what the boys say about you.
Oh, brother, catch face. You start peeling out.
And here's the thing, when she said that, I'm even going like,
Why she say this?
yeah, why she?
She put us under the bus. It was under the bus.
We used to be
Shouts
over
out to
at
Mama
her
Ren,
house
man.
all
Shouts
the
out to
time.
Mama Ren, man.
And we were bagging on each other's mama so bad. And like he said, my mother had a common name, Mary.
Yeah.
So what would happen some of the time when let's say I'm bagging you down, and you go, okay, I know how to get out of this. What about Mary?
What about Mary? And
then everybody else will jump in.
We all start bagging. It was like a go-to. It was a go-to, like a shot of free throw. Because we ain't even bagging on him. It's you and him going at it. But the moment you say, what about Mary? He gonna bag. He gonna bag. He gonna jump on the Mary joke. Everybody. And that's one thing we was able to do, and that's what made us cold with the bagging.
Right.
If he said joke, you and him going at it,
Yeah.
I'm jumping in. I'm adding to his joke. Guess what? Terrence is adding to the joke. Now, Terrence is adding the visual.
Yeah.
So Terrence is doing the whole.
He's acting it out.
When Cats is on the ground, you guys dudes don't even know us crying. Derek adding on to it.
Yeah.
And then you got other cats adding into it. So we were just ruthless about that was it. It was like a fraternity.
Wow.
We going at it. We going at it.
Tell
and we
them
didn't
about
pick on people.
Westwood. Tell them about Westwood.
Hey man, let me tell you about the story about us going to Westwood. Westwood started being after Uncle Jam's Army, and then a lot of stuff. You know, we had certain hangouts that we would go to. Westwood was one of them on Saturday nights, and then we might find a crew out there breakdancing. We might go out there entertaining and acting silly.
Right.
And one time we was in Westwood, man, and we was walking, and we was already on one. We just got finished coming from doing the beauty pageant at Taco Bell. We was in a window doing beauty pageants, stopping women on the street and turning them around and holding up signs.
No, you gotta make it clear.
Yeah.
So, Taco Bell in Westwood had this big giant window. And then they had seating at the window.
Got you.
So some of us went and we put numbers on paper.
Two sets of numbers.
And we sat in the window.
Like judges.
And so we would have a
there,
couple come out, and they would grab a young lady and bring her in front of the window.
And we'd stand her there, and the cat's either greater with a 10, and like, wow, and she's bad. If she's a monster. We didn't, man, you think we played? You think we were trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
So of course we're gonna find a zero. And we bring a zero in front of, and stand her in front of it, and spin her around, and she'll be posing, and the cats would start, and cats already running, because we would be so deep. Cats already taking off running all down the street laughing.
Right.
Dang.
But when we do it, she getting a 10. But we know we all laughing.
We clowning.
Everybody
going.
going.
That one.
Yeah, some cats is gonna be. Well, we had some cats.
When she looking and then
certain
pull
cats
down the one.
And then certain cats was brutally honest, man. Shouts out.
Who I was gonna say.
Trinon was always. Shouts out to
NATO.
Yeah, shouts out to
One by one, you put a
Hewitt.
10,
Howard Hewitt. We were cold, man. But let me tell you, we was walking after that time, because we would merge with our Valley brothers who were party boys, and we would meet up in Westwood. So shouts out also to Michael Snowden, man. There's so many cats, man. Uncle Mike. So we would all be together. So we was just happened to be walking down one of the streets after we left there, and we was a cluster of us. We were just trying to find something to get into. So here's another group of brothers walking towards us. We knew that was from the city, so we could tell how they was dressed.
Yes.
We was more prep. All that was the whole thing. The dress code, you can tell where people was from, how they was dressed. We got on jeans, Vans, golf shirts, flip shirts. We was dressed like, Valley cats. These brothers was in jeans, and they t-shirts, these some city cats, and it was a cluster of them. They were laughing, walking towards us. So when somebody take a shot at you, because everybody's looking y'all way and they laughing. So both groups, you would think it was about to be a gang fight. So as we walking, and I'm this brother looked kind of familiar. I think it was Mixed Master Spade, and he was with his cats from Compton. So they was clowning. So it was like and the universal question used to be, you trying to bag? Or I know you ain't trying to bag.
Right.
So that was like the where you from.
That's where you was from.
Yeah.
Because everybody wasn't with being street soldiers. So you didn't ask that question, but it was that you trying to bag? Just like, you want to battle?
Yeah.
So it was like, are you trying to bag? I know y'all ain't trying to bag. Right. And they laughing, yeah, what's up? What's happening? Man. Hey, bruh. I think the microphone came out the sky on that one that day, man. I think the spotlight hit me. The microphone came out the sky. I think I heard the bell say ding, ding, ding in this corner.
Oh, let's get ready.
When you start on a brother, and you go at them. And you have to use your imagination. So it ain't talking about what kind of shoes you got on. What kind of no, partner. I'm going from you look like such and such and da da da. And then all of a sudden Terrence got a mic. So when you start getting they boys laughing at them about something that they already find funny, it's over.
It's over.
Dang.
So you got your crew laughing, his crew laughing at him. It's over. It's a wrap. You can't do nothing but give dap or walk off and say something smart. Y'all don't want to see us. Y'all don't want to mess with us. And it didn't last long. It didn't. Once I got his boys laughing and Bronco had him laughing, and it's over. When Terrence start acting out, man, dancing around and doing something, it's a wrap, man, because he's very animated.
So how many they had? So how many they had with him?
It was around about 12 or 15
Yeah,
of
it was
them.
about 12, 15 of them.
Deep.
It was, the thing about
it
it
was
is,
12, 15 of them. We were probably about 25 deep. That
Wow.
night. Yeah, because you had people from Los Angeles and
from the
Valley.
Valley.
We all came
Okay.
together and met together on that night.
man, we used to
But
play
can I
around
just say
so
this
much,
too?
man.
What was really
Fame.
different from other people that may be able to bag, they may only have 2 or 3 cats that can bag.
Our whole
Everybody
crew.
in our crew can
bag.
bag. And the thing was add-on.
Yeah.
So you have that vision in your head. JT may say something and go, oh, yeah. And your mama looked like, and then, and like he said, when they partners start laughing, and then not only their partners, now you start got other people that's coming up because they're hearing the bagging.
Yeah.
And we're just trashing everybody.
Trashing.
And then the cat that was doing all the talking, you see slowly trying to
Backing
go
up.
back in the
Back up.
crowd because you don't want to get bagged on no more.
We was ruthless, man. Dancing, bagging,
Yeah.
street dancing, clowning, and then our intellect was even just. We couldn't wait for somebody to just downplay us because they thinking we a bunch of knuckleheads. So you want to sit down and start talking about life and whatever you want to talk about. We were deep, man. So we were well versed, man. We were a blessing to one another. We found the likeness of another individual that we seen in ourselves, and more so, we found what we admired, what we wanted, and looked in ourselves for. We found that in somebody else.
Yeah.
And that's what made it was iron sharpens iron, man. We were like superheroes with that because we were keeping each other up.
And that's why I said just the fact y'all still got that to this day.
Yes.
is God sent.
Oh yes, it is.
Oh,
God,
most
yes, it
definitely.
is.
No
Yeah.
ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yes.
I truly believe that there's a scripture that says there's a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. And so I can truly say, don't get me wrong, I love both of my brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But matter of fact, you can ask my brothers.
I love all my brothers also. Shouts out.
I know it's Thompson, but he a Bailey.
Yes. Real talk. And he's a Thompson.
Yeah, and it's just not my siblings. My parents felt that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
My aunts felt that way.
Yes.
My cousins felt that way. My uncles felt that way.
Yeah.
Y'all felt that
Because
love
when
y'all
you
around.
come,
Real talk.
you just go, wow, and it's just that because that unity that has taken place, the fibers of the relationship, and it begins to expand out to the point. If I'm not at home, he could show up at any of my family's house, and I know they'll be more than happy to welcome him.
Wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't no sense of malicious intent. There was no hidden agendas. There was strictly transparency. Because we young, man. When we all met up with each other. I mean, bruh,
Silly.
it was. When we first met this brother at Hell Week, man. The football.
You gonna bring it up, man?
Yeah, I'm bringing it up, man.
Yeah.
Met this brother at Hell Week, man. So I was, I'm gonna tell him before you tell him.
Wait. What? No, I want to tell him.
I'm gonna tell the truth. It's not like I'm a lie. I'm gonna tell the truth about
It was Hell Week.
Okay, it was Hell Week.
What was he? What were we doing?
Running the 40s, man.
40-yard dash. What I
40
say
yard-
to you?
You asked me what was my time, man.
And what was
And
your time in the
what
world?
did you tell me?
I said the clock was broke, man.
No. Wait.
I said, I think I lied about-
Before the clock was
lied.
broke.
What was
I
your
think I
time?
lied.
So I turned
I
around.
said-
I told your brother. I told him. I said I can run about a 4.6 or 4.7.
Yeah.
He said I can too. So
Mind you, I'm coming off of 9th grade football tryouts at Sepulveda.
Man, let him finish.
I'm
man.
just saying, man. I ran a 6.5. You hear me? I ran a 6.5 there.
Let him
And I thought I got faster. I'm just telling you where that line came with it. I thought I got
He really
faster.
did thought he got fast.
Hold
Because
on,
he thought he was
man.
running
Hold
the
on,
ball.
man.
A 6'5".
6'5".
I was running 6.5 in the 40s. In the ninth grade. Ninth grade.
Nah, man. Nah.
So-
nah, man.
I was a demo, LA demo. Shout out to the LA demo.
So
I was an avid
he
bench
run.
rider. I rode the bench, man. Watch yourself.
Slow down, bro.
All right, man.
He runs. I run and I come over. I said, hey, man, so what you run? Oh, man. What you run? I said, man, I ran a 4.6. I think it was like 4.67.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, something wrong with the watches, man. I said, what you run? They had me at 5'2". And I couldn't stop laughing. But at the same time, I was like, this cat don't have no sense.
Hey, man.
And
When
from
he
that day,
when he laughed,
Yeah.
that's
that
what
was
the
it.
brotherhood
That's
But
was.
you wasn't saying it to be funny.
yeah,
No, he was saying it to be.
I was lying. I know that clock wasn't.
Wait,
I think they added some time to it.
and then had the, you know, when you cocky when you've done it.
Sorry.
He had the cockiness of 5'2". Yeah.
Hey, man, no.
There's something wrong with the clock.
I'm being to be honest with you, man. I'm being transparent right now. I didn't say 5'2". I said 5. It was 5'6" because that was the real time. It was 5'6". I said. Now if I lied, it was 5. Yeah. Why?
Damn, man, bring
Something
the
wrong
east side
with
to Monroe.
East side to Monroe.
Yeah, look, man,
Lying. That's what they said. Man, niggas off East side always lying. They always- he probably knew that. He said it. I didn't hear him say it. He probably said, "You off the East side, ain't you?
we gonna
You
take
East side, but
We gonna take a quick break, man, and we'll be back, man. More on the Patio Politics, man. Yes, 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 yes.
What up, what's poppin'? This your boy DJ Infant J. Y'all that tapped into the Patio Politics. Thank y'all for watching. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube, you feel me? Hey, stay locked in.
Yes, yes, yes. We back. Now we're gonna continue on the conversation that we was having during break. And Mac made a good point because I was gonna bring this up earlier. Have y'all seen that movie Tag?
yes,
Yes.
That's what y'all
yeah.
remind. Man,
that was us. That was us. It's still us. It's still us to this day.
If we would have did exactly what they were doing, oh, it'd have been over. It'd have been over.
He asked the question.
the most untouchable Joker.
I would say Terrence. Say Terrence.
No. Because him and Terrence will say JT. The dynamic duo. Put it this way. When bagging starts, in your head you go, long as JT or Terrence don't say anything, I'm gonna be all right. I can take out everybody else, and that's how everybody else felt about everybody. But those two, oh no. And then don't let them double team, because then it's over. Because then guess what? You're not even gonna get in a word. Because JT gonna go, then Terrence gonna go, then JT gonna go, and whatever JT says, Terrence is now. He's gonna start animating, acting it out, and then JT sees something that he does, and then it takes it to a whole different level.
Yeah, we would try to make everybody laugh. Just keep the laughing going. No matter where we were, Mac, no matter what we did, man, it was always to get a laugh. We want to make we love laughing more than we love dancing, and that's very hard for me to say. Wow. We love dancing. As soon as the music started, it was automatic for us.
And I know Jeff brother in
James.
church, James brought up what was the name of the hall?
Oh, so he said 101.
101.
It was not 101.
Yeah, it was E-Hall.
E-Hall. There it
E-Hall.
is.
E-Hall.
Now talk about E-Hall.
Shouts out to Grimble, Bob, Kevin Beach, Sam, Kevin Deloney. God rest his soul, Kennedy Mitchell.
Yes.
Those are the cats who were at Monroe when we got there. And when Kennedy introduced us to everybody in the hallway.
Yeah.
Me and Kenny got off the bus and come, y'all follow me. Hey, these are the fellas here. Bookworms.
Yeah.
Bookworms.
Yeah. But Quebec.
And so we sitting there and they bagging on each other. Now we crying because they nonstop and they going in. What got us is the fact that, hey, they going each other's throat. Like we across the hallways this wide. We going back. They going back and forth. We watching. Here comes somebody walking down, going to their class and getting ready to walk into it early in the morning. They stop bagging on each other and go on whoever walking by. I don't care who it is. You can be a gangster to make them no difference. They would go in on you, bagging. Look at this nigga, and everybody laughing. So cats got to the point where they didn't even want to walk down the hallway.
Let me say this. So what happened, because we were bused to the valley, you were hoping your bus would be first so that you could get to E-Hall before everybody else. Because if you was the last bus, when you hit that corner, now just imagine, they met in the middle of the hall.
Oh, wow.
So when you came in and
No
hit
matter
that
which
corner,
direction you came,
and you see
gotta
everybody
cross.
laughing, you know you getting bagged on. So as you walking up, you better start thinking about, first of all, who you gonna pick out and who you gonna bag on. Because if not, then everybody just gonna...
it's starting up. It's
Did y'all
starting up.
used to see people attempt to avoid?
Yes.
walking-
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
A girl walk through with the first thing, girls say, y'all better not say nothing to me. Y'all better shut up. Hey,
And that'll get you in trouble
that
right
get
there.
you, yeah. Oh, y'all niggas think y'all
You better
funny.
off just walking
Don't
down
say
without saying
nothing.
nothing.
Don't say nothing. Just let, if it's a joke, go by. Hopefully you can catch them or catch us as we're in the middle of talking bad about each other. It's a all-out battle. You can creep by.
That's what I'm saying. Did somebody creep when they're all into it with each other? Did somebody used to creep by?
Some people creep by, but we'll catch them. Somebody will say, because if you ain't bagging, you sit there and look, all of a sudden, hey, y'all stop. Hey, look, such is trying to run by. Nigga, such. Everybody
And
on
they
the
can
ground
run
running.
by, but we're going to keep on bagging. Even
We gonna
they
still-
may never come down the hallway.
We gonna still bag
But we're
on
going to keep on bagging.
We gonna keep
and
bagging,
then somebody later on will go, man, they was ripping you apart. You should have just came on down the hallway.
Man, I remember when he was one of the funniest times, man, is when Egyptian them tried to walk down the hallway and they thought they was tough with the whole y'all can't bag. Man, talking about getting ripped apart, man. Them brothers slayed them so bad. It was so bad because we started adding on. Because we just getting in on the fraternity thing, you know, as far as that whole team. Right. So we adding, after we start getting in on it, man, it was over because we get roasted too. It was nobody safe.
Right.
Teachers, nobody.
Y'all was treacherous, man.
We was treacherous, man.
I was bullying, man.
It's pretty
No,
much.
I don't.
I would say,
no,
but no,
wasn't
that's when
bullying.
you
No, that
things
wasn't
are.
bullying. Now, I would say what's make it even worse is everybody had clowns on their bus that could bag.
Yeah.
So you're already on fire just arriving at the school.
Yes.
You get when you coming around E-Hall, if you've been going at it, you waiting for somebody.
you warm.
Matter of fact, you looking for it.
Yeah, it's a battle. Don't come with the same jeans on that you had on the day before.
You better not.
Now, Birdie told me, man, about
Here we go.
Big cousin Ken and you, man. Whenever the bagging start on one of y'all chasing people, grabbing them,
Yeah, man.
and splitting them on the tree,
see,
man.
that's where it got it bad. Now you talking about getting mad. See, Kenny would get mad, and Kenny would do some very violent things, like chase 20 dudes with a buck knife. He pull out a buck knife, and who gonna stand around and wait and see if he gonna really cut you?
Yeah.
So you start seeing dudes running. All of a sudden, he going full speed, and you look like he's one dude chasing the whole gang, and we running full speed. Nobody trying to get caught.
Yeah, that sound like white men can't jump, you know.
Yeah, that kind
Raymond.
of. That was Kenny.
Yeah.
That was Kenny. That was Kenny. What's his
getting the
name
gun.
with the Crenshaw, man? Marcus Johnson. Maybe he was in White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah,
his character. That was Kenny.
Oh, wow.
Raymond.
I'm gonna stab everybody. Kenny be like, "Oh, y'all laughing at that joke?"
Go get my other gun.
I'll be right back. As soon as he said, I'll be right back. Hey, Ken. Hey, man, we just playing, man. No, okay. When he start heading back, he'll start walking fast. As he walking fast, the crowd walking fast. He start trotting, we start trotting. He take off, we out, man.
Right.
And we blocks down the street looking back, man. Like, man.
Was this somebody he used to always catch?
Derek. Kenny would catch Derek or Terrence.
Derek or Terrence. His favorite to get all the time was Elgin.
Elgin.
May he rest
God
in
rest
peace.
God rest Elgin's soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny was a bully.
So let me just say, because I know you were bringing up about with me and Ken, that wasn't done all the time. Sometimes what would happen, we would chase somebody down. I would grab one ankle, Ken would grab the other. We would find a tree.
And they both run and yank.
We're just pulling and yanking. Nobody want to start nothing.
Trying to crush.
You got the two who are more than willing to fight.
Trying to crush.
So.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, and you can't fight them because they want. That's what they want. They ready for this here. Oh, you mad? You want to fight? Now you got two dudes.
Bullying.
That's bullying.
We wasn't bullying, man.
Tell you what.
So, but I will tell you, the biggest thing, not the pulling, is if your joke wasn't funny, we had a thing called flagging.
Flagging. That's what we was going for.
Flag was when you took your hand and you went like this.
It first started off.
It got to the point that my brother Ken, he was like, okay, he would take his class ring,
turn it
around, and then when he would go, it used to just be like this.
Basically everybody you got like 10 dudes putting their hand on your forehead. That was a dud joke. It wasn't
then
funny.
It started getting like this.
Yeah, Kenny started slapping cats. So right in the middle of you telling your joke, he used to turn his ring around while you're in the middle of your joke, like his mama such and such, and she's such and he working his way around you. You're not paying attention because you're in the middle of your mama joke, and right in the middle you almost finishing. Bow! Hey man, I heard it, man, and then he yank. So now you got a scratch from the glass on the ring on your forehead. That's a reminder, not to tell that joke again.
Now then y'all say with Uncle Mike, he used to start.
Now Michael, man, that's what
come in saying jokes that's not funny on purpose.
Michael started hanging out with the party boys he became one of the party boys like his junior year and our senior year. And Michael used to tell duds he was doing on purpose. He would interrupt our bag session, walk in the middle of the circle, and then tell a joke that he know wasn't funny, and it was to the point where he would get flagged, and we stopped flagging him because it's like, this is what you want. You want some attention. You're a sadist. You like pain. No, we ain't flagging you. And then it got to the point where the jokes were so corny that would be funny. So now we look forward to seeing Michael coming.
Right. Yeah.
He go, Michael, y'all. He go, all right, Mike. He walk in the middle of the circle. All right. I'm not gonna bag. I'm not gonna say nothing. Go ahead, Michael. Say your joke, because you wouldn't have wouldn't have interrupted us if you didn't have something to say. He'll say the joke and it start being funny. All his jokes was funny then. But he still got flagged. Kenny would flag you in the middle of a funny joke. We used to get on this case and man, he didn't even finish it. It was funny. But the rule was you get 3 laughs, you don't get flagged.
Right.
So if it's 10 dudes or 15 dudes, if 3 of them laugh at your joke,
you good.
You good. He didn't laugh, he giggled. No, man. Bruh, man. Real talk. Come on, brother.
Yeah. Big time.
Real talk, man. It was the flagging was, and that started E-Hall before they got physical. It wasn't physical first. Cats just hold up their hand.
Right.
That's a dud. That was a dud. Your mama. And then it got to, when cats start putting on your head in the middle of you talking, all over your face.
So did he tell any jokes?
Who?
Ken.
No. Kenny would be a good add-on.
He was a bully, man.
Kenny would add on.
That's bully.
And if he did tell a joke, they would laugh because they scared of him. He had the 11th, he had half the 12th graders, all the 11th graders, and all the whole 10th grade class of 85 who ran with us. Right. Man, them cats was afraid of Kenny, man. Kenny was a scary dude, man.
Executioner.
Yeah, man.
Wow, man. Now, what about Kung Fu Theater? Talk about that.
That is the one and only Michael Anthony Snowden.
You talking about the voiceovers?
For those that are watching, all you got to do is just think White Chicks. He is one of the writers.
Yes. And
the main writer, actually.
Scary Movie 1 and 2 also.
Yeah.
Off the chain. So, you want to tell Kung Fu?
He would do a thing called Kung Fu Theater. And he would always find somebody. He'll have, let's say, finna get ready to get somebody, and it'll be him and somebody else. And he would put the words in the person's mouth. That's all he needs you to do, just move your mouth.
Like Kung Fu Theater.
Like Kung Fu Theater, because during that time, we used to get a kick out of watching Kung Fu Theater. We loved watching it, but it was voiceovers.
Yeah.
So, hey, and I'm gonna... and their mouth still moving and don't be nothing said, or it's the timing was off. But we love karate movies and it was brand new to us at that time. So guess what? We sat through it. But Michael had a thing called Kung Fu Theater, so he'll tell you, you two face each other, you move your mouth. And when I tell you it's your turn, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and then you're gonna point at him with aggression and say it back to him. And I'm gonna tell you what to say. So it's a setup.
Yeah.
He'll say, "Hey, you the guy who such and such my mother," and it's like, okay. And you answer back. You ain't saying that, you just pointing. Yeah, and it was good too. Like, okay, you all right? Michael said, "That's a practice. Okay, y'all practice it. Okay, practice it." Hey, so he said, but this time what I want you to do is point at the whole group of guys when you do it. The answer back.
Yeah.
Like you talking about, I'm kicking everybody's butt.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you ready. So the guy who does this is the guinea pig. He don't know he the one being set up.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, you the guy who raped my mother. And he answered back, yeah, I'm a such and such you, and I'm gonna suck all the rest of you guys also. Like, bruh, man, the crowd was losing. We would be running. Everybody running, crying, laughing. And the dude standing like, oh, man. And what we would do, we would keep getting people. So if you just walking up saying, hey, what y'all laughing at? Michael just doing the Kung Fu Theater. Michael, go ahead and do it. So each time it would be something more animated.
Yes.
What he'll do with the dude, like pound his hand. And this time you're going like you stabbing him. So each time Michael would take it, so you already ready to know. Yeah. He'll point at the whole crowd. You gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna stab all you guys, you know. So that's it. And Michael would throw something in there vulgar,
and it would around.
And it would be funny each time because it would be different. Right. Man, bro, you talking about? We used to have so much fun together, man. To the point, like I said, when we see each other to this day, we act like we still in school, man.
Mm-hmm. Put it this way: when we were in high school, you didn't want to miss school.
You didn't.
You would be mad because
if you missed school,
and you should have been here yesterday.
Because something was happening every day.
Something happened every day. Every day. Oh no, we would get on school. We would get on the bus on RTD. Yeah. Oh no, I'm going to school. Get there on my second period.
So. It was Cinco de Mayo.
Oh man!
And we said, okay.
Hey, shout out to Mexican Independence Day. Yeah. Also, you guys. Shout out to Mexican Independence Day.
With the big collar shirts. Uh-huh. If you got platforms, wear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because during that time when we were going to school, man, during that time, the disco era had just ended, clothing wise.
Yes.
So we were in the Jordache. We was in the penny loafers. We was in the golf shirts, Lacoste and Tiger. All of them were just coming out. A lot of times, other cultures would pick up on whatever it is that we just stopped doing. So if discoing and all that stuff was just faded out for us as a culture, the Latino culture had just picked it up. Not saying that they wasn't doing disco dancing and all that, but the clothing they were wearing. So they still was wearing the platforms. The little guys was wearing the platforms. They wear the bell-bottom slacks, the flower shirts with the big collars. So Cinco de Mayo, man, and one of the fellas, shouts out to Rob Porter, man, said that, hey man, tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo, man. I'm coming dressed like a Latino in my Latino gear. We all got together, looked at each other like, so brothers start, and 9 times out of 10, we didn't have to go far to find the clothes because we can go in our daddy's closet.
Yes.
While everybody's father was holding on to their gear.
I'm leaving now. I see you lighting up like a light bulb.
Go in their daddy's closet. So cats, on Cinco de Mayo, we came to school dressed in those clothes, platforms, big bell bottoms, pants, all of that, man. And people were just sitting around cracking up, man. We would do stuff for laughs. We took a picture, man. We got a picture of all of us posing. Isn't it in the yearbook?
Matter of fact, I thought I still had it on my phone, but
but they took a picture of us on Cinco de Mayo, and we posing. It ain't like we standing around like we cool. We posing like we Latino dudes and like on an album cover. Everybody, hands on hips and arms crossed, like it was an album cover, man.
Pastor Jeff in that too.
Pastor Jeff, everybody, man.
Wow, man.
And what happened, man? One of the teachers, African American teachers at the school, I forgot her name. She was real cool with everybody. I never had her, you know, but she kind of got on our case behind it, like, you know, you guys was wrong for that. That wasn't funny. It wasn't she wasn't loud about it. But
Yeah.
Because anytime we were reprimanded by our own in Monroe, as far as teachers' aides, or principals, or whatever, they pulled us to the side and always got at us. Hey, that ain't cool, But to us, it was hilarious. What ended up happening in that situation, brothers wouldn't change clothes.
Yeah.
Mr. Derek waited till the end of fourth period to try to go inside the locker room to go change and go put on some sweatpants. So I'm with him. So we run into the locker room, but right before lunch, as soon as we get to the locker room, basketball coach Thompson, hey, what you guys doing? Derek said, hey, I gotta go in there and change my clothes. You gonna have to do it after lunch. Slam! Same giggle y'all had. I looked at Derek. I started laughing right in his face.
So just imagine. Everybody
like
can take
that
their
all
clothes
day.
off. So now
Derek's the only one dressed up. So Derek, as Derek is, Derek took that opportunity, y'all. Bell rings on the way to lunch. Derek takes the bottom of the shirt, ties it up at the bottom, unbuttoned it all the way down, and started walking towards the lunch area. As he's walking to the lunch area, I'm already was behind him crying, laughing. So more and more people are laughing. Brother, the lunch area got a couple of hundred people in there. Derek got the whole place erupted, laughing at him. And he's walking with an attitude. So he's getting the attention. So to stopping and waiting in line, getting his food. We started up, man. Everybody was kung fu. And he started, and we going around him like we doing karate, and he beating us up. Man, the whole cafeteria area was lit. We would do things just to get a laugh.
Yeah. Big time.
And again, it wasn't just 10 people, 20 people, man. The more people laughing, the more, hey, man, we resonated so much when people say, I enjoyed high school because of you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
We wasn't your typical seniors. We wasn't bullies. We wasn't jocks. We was clowns, man. Let's make somebody laugh.
Wasn't that just like 2 months ago, that young man that went to Monroe that hit you up?
Yeah.
And said, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know what high school would have been like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because, just y'all talking about it personifies what the movies in the 80s depicted.
Yeah.
From Teen Wolf, Back to the Future, all that.
Yeah.
Like
Hollywood Nights.
Yep.
Porky's. A lot of that was out
Porky's,
when we
yep.
was out. And that's what kind of set the tone. Fast Times, Richmond High.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of them movies kind of set the tone for us. Kind of gave us a gauge on, that'd be funny to do. Or somebody. And we never tried not to copy.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like y'all, because I ain't seen none of that on no movies.
Brother. During football games, those of us who weren't privy to play on Monroe's varsity squad, it started when we was juniors, when we was in the 10th grade.
That's right.
When we started doing the chants in the bleachers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, man, we took the stuff I learned at the demos. My cousin Alfred and them taught me over when he was with Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, the chants. I said, I went through a tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So we started that up out there, man, and we was the whole stadium. The whole section that we were sitting in would be going in.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just like, man, we just, every time let's have some fun, man. Let's do stuff until we told to stop doing it. Mm-hmm. We kept doing it. Now I know half the stuff my parents, they knew I was doing.
Both of
I
you.
think it was all our parents.
Nah, I was about to say that. But we gonna take a quick break, man, and we'll be back, man. More on the Patio PolitiCz. Yes.
Dr. King, he was loved. Malcolm X, he was loved. Love in this business will get you killed. You have to set an example. You have to draw a line. When they see that line, and if they cross it, there will be hell to pay. They must know that.
¿Lo tienes?
That's how you feel.
I'm right with it. Bring us in, man.
You feel me? We on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to go ahead and get that shout out right now, man?
Win. Shouts out to Lisa. Shouts out.
Jesus Christos.
Jesus Christus is who I worship.
So look,
Shouts
man.
out to Lisa. I'm like the
That's two. That's two. You got it in. You good,
Matriarch
man.
family.
Yeah, man, that was about like 8 at this point.
Yes.
So look, man. I want y'all to talk about when y'all did the mentoring in the camping
Oh yes. You want to start?
for the youth.
So let's start how we got involved. Our junior year,
You cut the beat down.
there
some
was
too.
an organization that was called the Communicators. And what LA Unified School District tried to do, they were bringing kids from different schools, from different areas to come together. They were trying to make sure they mix races. They were trying to make sure that they brought those that from low-income neighborhoods to high-income neighborhoods, and they would bring us all together. And so they had all these different workshops. So shout out to Roy Kaufman and Joe Wantilli,
Howard Reese Board,
that were very big and influential in our lives.
Mr. Cravens, Mr.
Because
Keel.
they took the time to pour into us, especially Joe Wantilli and
Yes.
Roy Kaufman.
Yes.
Because when we went through the Communicators, it allowed it, and even there, silly as all outdoors, but when it came time to get serious, and when
I
the
was gonna say
topics
him,
came,
because I can hear
we
it.
talked about everything, and we didn't hold back anything. And
Yeah.
so with that opened up the opportunity. After we graduated from high school, we ended up working in that same program.
Wow.
They kind of handpicked us off of campus. They kind of got the brothers who were not just us, but the most popular people, the leaders on campus, and they kind of got us, and that's what brought us into the program, because they seen a sense of leadership within us, and also sitting down talking to us, found out that that we had sense. So not only that we can sit around and joke and act up and clown on campus and make everybody laugh, we also can sit down and communicate, and that's what we were selected for that. And the student interaction program is the camp that I went to with Gerald one year, and then I also went the following year. I think with Derek, either or, one of them was first. But that's what we experienced, the whole program of student interaction. And what they did, what Roy Kaufman and them did, was kind of set a tone and planted a seed within us about looking to make a difference, and placing seeds in you that you can be a difference maker, no matter what culture or background that you came from, that your opinion does matter, and everything's not supposed to be the way you're supposed to be, how everybody looks at it, that dynamic of being stereotyped, and a lot of that was abolished through that, about stereotyping people because of your color, you act a certain way, or your race or your background, whatever it was that dictated your behavior. And that's what they kind of, no, we're not gonna let that be the just because the person's out the ghetto, that doesn't mean that they're ignorant or they are destined to be a criminal or something like that, or that all white people are prejudiced, or all everybody, every stigma that was put and we was introduced to, that program was designed to knock those walls down. And that's what kind of set the tone with us, as far as, hey man, we got some work to do. And this was in high school when we went through these courses and camp and all of that. And then we started working at the camp. They gave us jobs right out of high school as outdoor educational assistants. And it was beautiful. But the one thing about it, you still around your partners.
Yeah.
Now you got a job.
Yeah.
With the requirement that we all had to go to school. All of them were going to West LA. I was going to LA Valley. I think a couple of us was going to LACC. And after, we would stay with the kids from 5 in the evening and stay there to watch them and sleep there in the cabin with them till 7 in the morning, till it's time for them to go to breakfast. And then sometime during that evening time, we would be involved in some programs and stuff like that with the camp. But what ended up happening, man, is that what kind of moved me and Gerald to start heading in that direction, man. We was in cabin with some youngsters that, we had camps that had elementary school, I think 4th through 5th, 6th grade, or 5th and 6th graders. Then they had junior high school. Then they had junior, and then they had high school. So we all got together and we all started working together because we was all at different camps at one time. When we went out to Malibu and started working at Camp Hess Kramer, all the brothers was there together at one place.
Yeah.
So you got the party boys with the high schoolers. So we was in the cabin one night, it's time after the campfire, we all got to the cabin, and so me and Gerald was, chilling, and it was our cabin, and we watched around by maybe 15 kids, 20 kids. And so brothers asked us, man, could I talk to you, could I ask you guys for some advice? And so, this brother kind of became super transparent and asked us something personal, and he didn't, it was bothering him to the point where he had to ask it publicly, and needed some grown men at the time. We was only maybe around about 3 or 4 years older, two years older than a lot of them. And he wanted our opinions because of the fact that just y'all cool, man, and I want to ask you guys a question. And it was about something dealing with the mistake he made, and was that the gauge on putting that label on him for the rest of his life? Am I this way because a mistake I made and I didn't know I was making it, and I got myself caught up. And me and Gerald both said no. That jacket is not on you because you didn't know no better. Man, but it was messing my whole, man, I didn't know what to do. The young brother was really, really going through it. And for us to be able to be there for him through that, it kind of like a light lit off on the top of our heads. So the other brothers started asking us questions. They opened up. So everybody was there saying, hey man, since he asked that question, man, could I ask a question about, and they started being transparent. Where they asking us questions they can't even ask nobody else. And so they was just the whole room, and the brothers was, and the younger brothers also were chiming in, giving their advice. They didn't know each other from a hole in the wall. And you come to find out, you find your most vital and most touching information and advice from people you don't even know. And that's what he did with us. And so for us to sit there through that and like, man, bruh, this is something here. Because we didn't have nobody that we could turn to that was older, that we can be transparent with and totally put all our chips on the table. And they give us a genuine response. And it can be accepted because you don't know me from a hole in the wall. So we started saying, man, hey, bruh, that it lit a fire under us, which has been kindling for years, man. So individually in our lives, we were always looking to be that person, and dealing with certain issues. Gerald was always like that with us. It's not nothing we could ever go to him or go to him with that. Hey man, I'm going through this, and he was able to teach us and be a teacher. And that's one thing about it. We was iron sharpens iron. We were always helping each other and building each other, not saying, hey, I'm gonna teach you guys something. No, through example. And that's what that example of I can teach you guys how to just listen. And technically that's all you need is to have an ear. You don't have to give a response. That's all a lot of people want, is just a chance for somebody to open up to and vent. And just sit there and listen to them, and at the end of it all and be able to say, it's gonna be all right.
And it's an art to listening, man, and a lot of people don't
It's
know
Picasso
that.
over here, man.
Critical about the art of listening. Not only that, I think what hurts a lot is most people are so busy trying to express themselves that they forget and shut everybody else out. But when you have the opportunity to go ahead and you can listen to somebody and then encourage them so that they can be better, and not
Get a little
only
closer
makes
to
them
your
a
mic,
better
Al
person,
Pop.
it also makes them a better person. So both of you can grow together because now you share with one another. And a lot of times, you just have somebody, they're building up walls. Why build up a wall? Why not tear down? And why not both strive to go be great? See, in our society nowadays, I think that's what's hurting us. And all you have to do is just look here in the United States, across our country. You got too many people. We got so many walls built. And nobody's trying to tear them down. And the only way you're going to tear them down is saying, guess what? I have to remove self out the way. So I can reach someone else. And not only that, it's sad because you look at commercials, you look at shows that tell you don't be vulnerable.
Be strong.
But guess what? If you don't learn how to open up, then how do you expect somebody else to open up to you?
Real talk.
So it has to start with somebody. And when you begin to do that, you give the opportunity for somebody else to grow. And not only they grow, but in return, you'll grow.
You'll grow.
It starts from being transparent.
Yeah.
You have to be. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to open up your closet, and those bones that you got hidden,
Right.
you have to go ahead and pull that bone out and whatever it reference to be able to help somebody out and say, you know something, the advice I'll tell you don't do, reason why I say don't do that, let me get that bone. Because I did
Pulling the
that
bones out your
exact
closet.
thing,
Yeah.
and this is what happened to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened to you? Yes.
And that makes you relatable as well.
Man,
big time.
people
Yeah.
drop their guards and they're able to talk to you and they can really, really, really listen to what you have to say. And not only that, they look at your life. So you did make it through there.
Yeah.
Because you got so many people that are on the brink, man, to the point where they're embarrassed about something, they're going through something, it's a pain, and that resonates, it turns into cancer.
Yeah.
And it sits there, and if they don't, it festers, and if you don't have nobody you can talk to, and again, we was talking about that earlier, how you're going to get advice from people who hurt with you.
Yeah.
A lot of times we go to people who, when you start talking to them, they hurt because you're hurting. So the advice they give you is coming from a place of emotion, not logic.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a lot of them want to hurry up and put a Band-Aid over it.
Right.
Oh, just get over it.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need her. You don't need him.
Right.
Oh, I've been through it. Such been through that a lot of times. They got over it. No, that's not what anybody needs to hear.
That's not right. That's not at all.
And you have to be able to, again, to say, why I say that you're going to get over it? Because I got over it. You didn't go through this. That's why a lot of times, first thing people say, hey, I know what you're going through. Or you don't know. No, you really don't know what I'm going through. People say, yes, I am. Yes, I do. I really do know what you're going through.
Yeah.
In order for me to be able to say that, then I have to be transparent. Let me tell you why I know what you're going through, because this is what I went through. Your situation might be 10 times worse than what they're going through.
Yeah.
But then that motivates them to be able to believe that, dang, if you made it through that,
Yeah.
man, I got hope. Thank you. Thank you. And that's what we're looking to get ready to start doing, man. And again, we want to start doing this from a young person standpoint, that early teen, that preteen, that 10 or 11, 12-year-old to 16. Right at that character building stage, that looking to find yourself. We know when we were 16, 17 years old, 15, 14, 15 years old, we didn't know we want to be football players. We know we want to be players. We want to be dancers. We want to be, so many different things. I want to be a basketball star. I want to be a scholar. I want to be, we want to do a whole lot of different things. And we're looking for a sense of connection. And we're looking for an answer. And a lot of times we don't have that. That's why you have that time we are characters all over the place.
Yeah.
And our personalities are all over the place, because guess what? We wearing all these different hats. And now as I become a man, I have not found one particular hat that I wanted to wear. But if we have people in our lives to be able to say, shed that hat, shed that hat, shed that hat, this is you.
Yeah.
Now, that's not saying it's limiting you from putting on other hats, but this is going to be your foundation. This is going to be the person here. And as long as that seed is planted, then guess what? I can wear any hat I want to whenever I want to.
Right.
Wow. So I don't have to keep that hat on and try to do, man, I can do whatever I want to do. And be able to plant those seeds, and then that's that building that confidence and having them just have that belief that, hey, I can, there's nothing I can't do. And guess what? I can motivate everybody else around me and have them, again, we was talking about the collateral damage. It's also collateral benefits.
Exactly.
And that kind of person, you plant that seed in that person, when that person starts growing, they start affecting everybody else around them. But we got that at 16 years old, 17.
Yeah.
We want to be able to give it to some youngsters at 12, 13 years old. What you would do to some people to be able to give some youngsters that kind of just self-confidence. That guess what? If I don't know nothing else, I know it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is that options.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to give them options. It's not, most people when they think of mentoring that, oh, you're trying to make mini-me's. No.
Yeah.
We don't want to make mini-me's. I want to show you that you have different options that you can take in life so that you can become what you want to become.
You can become big U's, not
think
mini
about
me's.
it. So what you just talked about, can find I got to make it through sports. everybody's not going to make it through sports.
No.
But if I have options, then guess what? I can kind of choose the way I want to go.
Yeah.
Or maybe I do start off in sports because I'm good at it.
Yeah.
However, I can't play sports for the rest of my life. But because I now have some options, I can do different things.
Yes.
And so that's what we're looking to do, to show young men that they have options. And then the other thing I want to say, I'm just disappointed. When we were coming through school, you had wood shop. You had printing.
You had metal.
You had electric.
You had mechanics.
You had sewing class. You had
horticulture.
Typewriting. No, it's a little different now. Nobody getting on no typewriter. But
food servicing. Culinary arts.
Yes. Won't go there, Johnny.
Viking Galley.
But all that has been taken out of the school.
Yes.
Can I take it even further?
Yes, please.
Everybody, how many of you even learn anything about what a checking book was? What is a bank account?
Yeah.
Knowing what stocks and bonds are.
Or how to file taxes.
How to file taxes.
None of that stuff is talked about in school.
Not at all.
So, and truth be told, how many people are even talking about that in their homes?
None.
Because most parents are trying to make sure that they just get over and not taking the time to pour back in their kids. So
Man,
as we
real.
talk about that, hey, why should the kids have to wait until they're 25 or 30 years
30.
old before they know what to do when they can start making decisions before they even graduate out of high school because they got exposed to it so
Money
that
management.
they can have options. Yes.
Options. Yes.
I mean, you think about it now, especially, guess what? It's just not physical currency now.
Yeah.
You got electronic currency.
Digital currency, yeah.
Yes. And so with that being there, why not inform people? I mean, how many people even know what crypto is?
Yeah. And how to use it.
There you go.
But see, I think the basic fundamental goes back to what you guys are trying to do.
You said
And
what?
I said the fundamentals of it. He's talking about like people not knowing how.
You said that they what?
He said the basic fundamentals.
That they're going back to?
That they're going to do?
That they're.
You could go back.
I didn't say try.
Oh yeah, you did.
I said try.
Trying. I'm sorry.
When did I say trying? Okay, I'll run it back and see. The thing that they are doing.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yes.
You said am I making sense?
Yes.
What they're doing is mentoring.
We don't try in here. We not trying.
Okay. No. Because I'm
Be the host. Look at
I'm
the
attempting
people
to remember what I said.
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. I was getting at something about the family. So what y'all are doing, especially what you mentioned, because I work in schools too, and I noticed that there's more of an effort to even push them to college and not know what they're doing,
Exactly.
versus even going into those fields. But I was, I remember what I was getting at. So the idea, even when it goes back to what y'all were talking about with bagging and everything, the basic fundamental of everything was because you had a family structure that was the core nucleus that led to everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, because that's absent, I can see why it would be so much harder because they don't have that to fall back on per se. So they're not.
The thing that, and I definitely understand what you're saying. The things that are learned outside are not that the children are getting that they need outside is not being supported within the home, and it's not followed up on.
Right.
And it's sad because it starts when they're even 10 months. 1 year old. And some people say, what you mean? No, I'm going by personal observation that we see this with the business that Miss Thompson runs, that the very thing that she teaches the children in the early education is learning numbers and the colors and all that stuff.
Right.
The parents are not following up on this when they get the children home.
Right.
Teaching them how to say please and thank you
Right.
at 2 years old,
Yeah.
3 years old.
Yeah.
Even as early as 1, some of the babies could even
Right.
say,
Yeah.
trying to say thank you. Because this is what she's just constantly putting in them. But if it's not supported at home and it's not followed up at home, it goes in one ear and not the other. And it goes on through school. It goes on through as the child gets older. The parents not supporting anything that the child is doing from an educational standpoint. It's all for nothing. You're not really excited that I come home with all the A's. Because the first thing parents say, I'm not surprised because this is what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think too, because it's a new in-home babysitter, and that's the tablets,
Yes.
the devices,
PlayStation.
Right.
Yeah, the devices that they just sit in front of the child and don't take time to really be parents.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's so important now, what we're talking about wanting to go forward and do with young people is not shut them out.
Yeah.
You talked about the family structure. Guess what? Even if you don't have a good family structure, you need to know that you have options.
Yes.
Right.
And some people are already defeated because they think my family's defeated, so I'm defeated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
no,
They don't
you don't
care.
have to be defeated. You can stand up and you can rise just like anybody else.
Right.
But guess what? You need tools. I don't care what you do. You need tools to accomplish things.
Yes.
If you don't have the tools, then you're not going to accomplish anything. And so why not expose them to the tools? Why not give them the basics of things? And then let's build on those things and let them to start making some choices. You talked about, especially working on a university campus. You would be shocked the number of kids that come to college and they don't even know what they want to do.
Facts.
And truth be told, it's about 70%
Yes.
of
Man.
the graduates from college never even work in the field that they got their
degree.
Yes, that's true.
And because guess what? Even going through college, they're still trying to figure it out. Well, guess what? If we start exposing our
Them
kids
early.
much earlier at an earlier age,
Yes.
and then giving them an opportunity. So one of the things that we talked about is having an apprentice program.
Yeah.
Let's find people that are working in those fields and let's bring them to the kids.
Yes.
Have them an opportunity to share, this is what I do.
Yes.
And then now, guess what? Wow, I never thought about that before.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that I always just wanted to be an actor. I didn't know that I can run a camera, that I could do lighting.
The guy with the boom is
sound.
important. The guy who holds
Yes.
the boom is important.
Oh, I didn't know that, I don't have to be on the football field. I could be a physical therapist.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
That's
I could be
training.
a psychiatrist.
Yes.
Oh, you could probably even be an owner.
You know something?
Real talk.
But see, a lot of times we shoot that down.
What happens is, like you said, the mentoring. I remember getting involved in the mentor program, and the person they paired me with, the young man they paired me with, what I did really didn't interest him. Because he played sports and he played football. They paired him with me, and we vibed a little bit, but he didn't. I know his interest was whatever it is somebody else was doing. That drew his attention a little bit more, and I understand that. That's why I don't knock mentoring, but allow it to be the children's choice. Like you said, the options.
Yeah.
Give them options. That means if you put everything on the table, it's a smorgasbord of choices. That means I can walk up and if I feel like grabbing this right now and grabbing that and grabbing a little bit of this, I can do that.
Yeah.
And let me sort it out. That's the same thing like when you guys was kids. I introduced you guys to everything, and that way you can sort out what it is you want to do. In the back of my mind, it's like, oh, I hope he do this, or I wish he do that. Or, no, but it's nothing that you can't do. That's what you tell children. I want to be that. The worst thing you could tell a child, oh, you can't do that. You can't be that.
Literally.
Because that's what we were told when we were children.
Literally.
No, you can be anything you want to be. Daddy, I want to be an astronaut, baby. You can be an astronaut. You're going to have to go to school for it, but you can be an astronaut.
Yeah.
I want to be president. Yes, you're going to have to be.
And it's a
politically,
curse.
you got to-
It's a generational curse.
It's a generational curse.
That's
to keep-
passed down because their dreams were shot down.
One of the things,
They passed it down.
one of the things the brother said that,
That's biblical.
he said that when they're not going to motivate you to succeed at something that they failed at.
Exactly.
Because it causes the light to be turned on them because they've been hollering so long
That
you can't do it. Somebody else does it. That makes them look like failures.
Yep.
So guess what? They're going to do everything in their power to shoot down
So make sure you fail.
that you fail. Shouts out
Just
to
so they can
big
be
brother
right.
Daryl Adams, Boulevard Older Brothers. Shouts out
Yeah.
to Big D.
Wow. So before we wrap, what's the next step to getting this going? What y'all planning?
We're doing that now. We're putting the blueprint together. Matter of fact, we've already got 2 people that we talked to that are actually doing things with young men.
Wow.
Yes.
See, a lot of times that what frustrates me is everybody believes there's not enough room in the room for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I want you to know that is a lie.
It is.
Everybody can have a space, and you don't have to step on each other to get the space.
You don't, especially when it's
But
about
see,
purpose.
society tells you that that's all you're going to do is step on each other.
Yes.
And usually that comes from the fear that they had because they got stepped on. Here's the thing, you don't have to step on nobody. You just got to watch where you step.
Walk through your step.
Come on now.
Because if you watch where you step, then you can go, wait a minute, I don't have to step over there.
Yeah.
And guess what? I don't have to do it the way that you do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just got to do it right.
Yes.
Yes.
And if I do it right, then guess what? I'll have impact and influence on a lot of different people. See, a lot of times when a lot of people go into business, they go into what can I get out of it?
What can I get out of it?
Well, truth be told, if you're giving, it'll come back
It's
to you.
gonna come back to you tenfold. Yeah.
That's biblical too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you
Big
need to
time.
know that you have to be open and knowing that if I give, the reciprocation will come back to me.
Come back.
Yes.
But I have to believe that. And you have to be strong in yourself to know that's going to take place. If not, then guess what? Everything in front of you is going to crumble.
Everything.
Wow. That's a word, man.
Everything.
That's a word. You starting up, man. That's a word.
You already know that.
So look, before we cut out, I just want y'all to give advice to the cats out there, man, who got close friends that they look at as brothers. What would y'all tell them to continue maintaining that brotherhood and that camaraderie and love, genuine love?
One thing about it, and one thing I started practicing several years ago, was telling my brothers I love them.
Yeah.
And was real about it. It was kind of difficult when you first started because of the fact of you didn't get it back.
Yeah.
So you telling your brothers who you really care about, man, you know, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand everybody's raised different, and there's a mentality of, you know, okay, good looking out, Jay. Oh, cool, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Or much love.
Much love. But being genuine is what you have to be, man. Right. And I think after a while it started resonating. Now brothers can't get off the phone without telling them, hey, man, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, it's a practice. And I think that's the thing about the brotherhood, man. We love each other, man. We are truly, truly brothers from another mother. And it's, man, I mean, we can go into depth, but that right there is one of the things that I think the advice I would give any brother, if that's your brother, man, and it's not a day go by that you don't think about him or call him and you guys touch base, and everything you do kind of evolves around him. Even your character and your makeup is about having that person has some kind of influence on. Give him his flowers, man. Don't wait till, you know, you standing up when he's getting ready to go on to the green pastures, and you standing over his body and saying, I ain't never had a chance to tell you, you know, you my nigga, man. I love you. I always want to tell you that. No, man. No. And be genuine about it. And but, hey, man, I need my brothers. Yeah. That's one thing. I ain't never too tough or too manly to say, man, I don't got it all together. And if it wasn't for the brothers in my life, I would have fell off the cliff a long time ago. So I needed my brothers, and I thank God that He placed them in my life. And I wouldn't be the man that I am today if it wasn't for my brothers. Amen. And that's what you have to be able to look at. Who would you be without them in your life? Yeah. Who would you be?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, for me, if you want it to be genuine and you want it to have longevity, take off your mask.
Dude, transparency.
Stop trying to act like you're something that you're not.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's what's killing society today is everybody's running around with masks on. And if they would take the mask off and just say, like you just said, I can be honest with you and say, I love you, brother.
Yeah.
I care about you. Or, how are you doing today? And you don't have to front with me.
Yeah.
because you don't have to worry about me judging you.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
People wear masks because they want to hide behind.
Afraid of
because
being
they don't
judged.
want to be judged.
Yes.
They don't want to be picked on. But if we can learn how to take off our mask, and then not only that, in real brotherhood, you walk hand by hand,
Yeah.
stride by stride. When I see you going down, I know how to lift you up.
Yeah.
If you see me, I'm hoping that you're
Hoping you
lifting
can-
me up.
yeah.
Yes.
But if we strive together, we're going to all get to the same place. And guess what? We didn't have to be phony. We didn't have to wear no mask to get there.
Man.
We got there together, striving, uplifting, and encouraging one another.
Yeah.
I believe that is what makes true brotherhood.
Come on.
Not being afraid to cry in front of one another.
Yeah.
Show true emotions. Again, transparency.
Yeah.
Because all of us done dropped tears, man, throughout the years, no matter what the case was. And we done cried in front of each other and was able to embrace and say, I'm here, man. No matter what's going on, I'm here.
Yeah. And I want to thank y'all for being a real, true life living example of that.
Yes. Thank you.
Real talk. Real talk.
Thank y'all.
It takes a lot to be transparent, and it takes a lot to be a real one, man. And y'all personify each and every aspect of that. Truly.
Can I just say this? And I know I can speak for my brother. We just trying to be ourselves.
You say you what?
Just trying to be ourselves.
You said try, huh?
Trying to be
Nah, you ain't sure. You
Trying
being
to be
yourself. You
ourselves.
being yourself.
No,
Being
it's just
ourselves.
because you got to work at it. You do.
Yeah.
You got to work at it.
It's a
Because
process.
Guess what? We got commercials. We got all these things that's trying to tell you what to be.
Ah, yeah.
So
yeah.
you got to keep working at it, because
Yeah.
if not, you can get caught up
Caught
and
up
just
in that
do what
whole-
everybody else is doing.
Yes.
But, and not only that, my brotherhood doesn't stick with a brother that I already know.
Yeah.
I got to be able to try to meet with every brother.
Everybody,
Now
yeah.
watch this. That does not mean everybody gets to get in the inner circle.
The inner circle.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But because even though you're not in the inner circle, does not mean that we still just can't be brothers.
And that's, I believe, you putting a piece of you in everybody you touch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can have impact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Before you ended, we gave a lot of shouts out to Uncle Jam's Army. I definitely want to give a shout out, man, to some cats who were super influential in our lives. Was Ultra Wave Productions.
Come on,
Yeah.
way.
Darrell Adams, Darnell Adams, Rodney Boulevard Adams.
Come on.
Brother.
Boulevard.
Boulevard.
Them brothers, man.
Yeah, give another one for that.
Yeah.
Yes. Just want to definitely give a shout out to them brothers, man, because they definitely was an influence on us as far as our partying. You know, they just showed us how to be free. They also had a cluster of guys who they ran with through high school.
Yeah.
And they stayed friends afterwards. And you can see the love and the camaraderie that they had for one another.
Yeah.
And being there for one another. So it was an example set, because you say, man, when I get older, I want to be just like them.
Yeah. Yeah. Iron sharpen iron.
There it is.
Yeah.
Can I just say one last thing
Yes.
before you go?
Yeah.
To all the party boys.
Yes.
Love you, brothers.
All y'all, man.
But I want you all to know, if you remember, especially for the class of 83, when we were getting ready to leave, they told us that we would not be friends, that we would not even talk to one another.
Wow.
Here we are, over 40 years.
Come on, man.
Still
Yes.
with a tight bond.
Yes.
Still having laughter, still enjoying one another, still encouraging each other. Guess what? To everybody else, don't let nobody dissuade you, but let them persuade you to be the best that you can be. And that's all we strive to be.
Bingo.
The best that we can be.
Yeah.
Party boys are in the house.
Party boys.
Party boys is in
Give
the
it up for the
building.
party boys, baby. Gerald Bailey, Big JT. Man, I gotta have y'all come back on too, man.
Hey, man.
Maybe y'all can bring some of the other unks from the party boys, man, to come through, and we just making a party up in here.
You ready for that?
Man, I'm waiting on
No,
yours.
no. Are you really ready
Yeah,
for
I'm ready
that?
for that.
Yeah, it's something.
Hey, you might not get a word here.
Hey, that's cool. I'm gonna be a fly on the wall. Infant J, go on and take us out, man.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah.
We hope you stay a while, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah.